Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So I'm back with another video, and this is one of my favorites. Red velvet waffles with fried chicken. Y'all want to see how I made this? Keep watching and I'll show you. First, in a bowl we want to start with our seasonings. So some salt, some pepper, some paprika, onion powder, cayenne pepper, and some garlic powder. You want to mix that up together really good until it's all combined. This might seem like a lot, but we're going to use it twice. So just trust me and follow the recipe, please. Thank you. Now, some people like to use fried chicken wings. I don't, because I feel like they make it a lot harder to eat when you're using a fork and a knife. So I like to use these little chicken tenders. So I washed and dried some and put it in a bowl. And then you're going to use half of that seasoning to season them up really good. So you just want to mix them together and just make sure that all your chicken tenders are evenly coated with that seasoning. Now, I didn't say this before. These aren't really that spicy, but you can always take away the cayenne pepper if you want to. I like a little bit of kick to my chicken. Balances out with the sweetness of the waffle. It should look a little something like that when you're done, and now you're ready to move on to the next step. So to this bowl, I'm going to add some buttermilk. Now again, I know this might look like a lot, but you gotta trust me, okay? Just follow the recipe. I'm giving y'all the recipe, so y'all gotta follow it. Now I'm just taking my hand and just pulling the pieces together. You want to make sure that your chicken isn't sticking together, that everything's getting evenly coated in the buttermilk. Now I'm going to take some saran wrap. Y'all know how much I hate this stuff. But I'm just going to cover the bowl completely. Look at it. I really do hate this stuff. Anyway, you want to cover your bowl completely, and then you want to put it in the refrigerator. Now, I like to do this the night before, but you can do it like an hour before if you want to. Now, y'all know this is a cast iron stand account. So in my large cast iron skillet, I'm going to use some vegetable oil, and I'm going to fill it a little less than halfway. You don't want to fill it too much, because then you have oil all over the place and then you're going to start a fire. Alright, time is passed and you're ready to fry your chicken. So I got my chicken in the buttermilk, and then I have some flour. So I'm going to take the rest of that seasoning and just dump it in the flour and mix it together really good. Yeah, just dump all that in there. Alright, now one by one, you want to take your chicken tenders and dump them in the flour. Now you don't want to overcrowd it, so you can do it like 3 or 4 at a time depending on how big your bowl is. So I'm going to take them out the buttermilk and put them in the flour, and then you just want to evenly coat them just to make sure that all the sides are covered. Just like that. And you want to do this to each chicken tender. Now you want to take those out the flour and then repeat. Now this is just something that I like to do. So after I do the first round, then I want to take them back and put them in the buttermilk again. This is why I was telling you that you need a lot of buttermilk. So as I'm done with that second batch, I'm putting the first batch back into the buttermilk. Make sense? I feel like it just makes my chicken tenders extra crispy. And who don't like crispy chicken tenders? I mean, if you don't, then you ain't got to do this, but your kitchen. Alright, so my vegetable oil's been heating up. So one thing I like to do to make sure that it's hot enough is I like to take a little bit of flour and just pop it in there. And if it starts to fry up like I want it to, then I know it's ready for me to put the rest of the chicken in there. So you don't want to overcrowd your pan. You just want to put 3 to maybe 4, depending on how big they are, in a pan at a time. I'm telling y'all, don't overcrowd your pan, because you're going to start a fire. And don't come to me when you start a fire, because all I'm going to tell you is that you should have listened to me in the first place. Alright, so you want your chicken to just start frying up real good. So after about a minute or two, I like to flip it over because I don't like it to get burnt on one side. So you just want to continuously flip your chicken over the whole time you're frying it, just to make sure it's evenly cooking and it's not burning on either side. It's time consuming, but you don't want black chicken on one side and crispy chicken on the other side. So listen to what I'm saying. Alright, so it's all done, and there you got some crispy chicken tenders. So after you take that first batch out, you just want to repeat. So you can use all these same steps if you're using chicken wings. I just prefer chicken tenders. But again, in your kitchen, do what you want to do. Alright, let's get started on our waffles. So in the large bowl, I'm going to mix the dry ingredients like you know we always do. So our flour, baking powder, baking soda, and salt. And then you just want to whisk it together until it's all combined. Once you do that, it's time to move on to the next step. If y'all been cooking with me, you know how this goes. You want to get another bowl, and then we're going to mix the rest. So with this, you're going to use egg yolks. Do not use the whole egg, just the yellow part. And you want to mix that with your melted butter. Now once you have those two mixed together, you want to add your brown sugar. Now I use dark brown sugar because I feel like it makes it taste so much better. So you just want to mix that together really good until you get all those clumps out and it looks really smooth. Something like that. Now you're going to add your cocoa powder. And do the same thing. Mix that together until it's really smooth. Once you get all those lumps out, now it's time to add your food coloring. Now I know this may look like a lot, but the cocoa powder makes it so much darker that you want to offset that so you have some nice red waffles. So you want to mix that dye really good. And here you should be able to kind of tell what color your waffle is going to be. Alright, so now we're going to add our buttermilk. And you just want to whisk that together really good until all that coloring and all that buttermilk is mixed together. Now you want to add your wet to your dry and mix. Now you don't want to over mix it. You just want to make sure that you get most of the clumps out. It doesn't have to be perfect. Once you're done, you should get something that looks like this. A nice thick waffle mix. And you're almost done. You're ready for the last step. Alright, so I have my waffle maker here. I'm going to spray it with my butter flavored non-stick spray. And then you want to ladle in your mix. So I use about a ladle and a half full. You want to be careful because what you don't want to do is overfill your waffle maker, and when you close it, you got batter everywhere. And then that means you got an ugly waffle. So don't overfill it. Less is more. Now you want to close it and wait. Most waffle makers will tell you when they're done. And there you go, a perfect red velvet waffle. Feel it and make sure it's not too soft. Now y'all know I love some powdered sugar, so I'm gonna load my waffles up with some powdered sugar. Add you a couple pieces of chicken on top, and then drizzle on some syrup. I can't wait till y'all try this recipe. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See y'all next time. Bye.